Mr. Birling, say something here. That sounds reasonable, but it is actually completely wrong. And Priestley makes sure we, the audience, know that it's wrong. So let's look at it. I can't accept any responsibility. This is a complete rejection of responsibility. The modal verb can't shows refusal. He's not unable, he's just unwilling. He treats people's lives like they're just an inconvenience, and this isn't new. A man has to mind his own business. Sounds familiar, right? This is individualism, caring about yourself and not about anybody else. And then the Titanic speech, dramatic irony, exposes him as foolish. And Priestley is criticizing capitalist attitudes and promoting collective responsibility. Birling doesn't change, and that's exactly the problem.
Learn with Miss BB and smash the AOs.
I can't accept any responsibility. If we were all responsible for everything that happened to everybody, we'd anything to do with it. It would be very awkward, wouldn't it, Mr. Birling? Starting with this extract, how does Priestley present Mr. Birling's views on responsibility in this extract in the rest of the play? Before we look at any student answers, this slide is a revision tool I've created to show you exactly how to answer the question. In the exam, you are not just writing about the extract. You must take 2 ideas from the extract, 2 ideas from the rest of the play, all linked to the theme, in this case, responsibility. Let me show you what that looks like from the extract I've taken. Can't accept responsibility. It shows that Mr. Birling is rejecting responsibility. Very awkward. He sees responsibility as an inconvenience. From the rest of the play, I've taken the quotations. A man has to mind his own business, which shows individualism, which shows that he feels that he shouldn't be contributing or helping the poor, the needy, and the less fortunate people. Titanic, unsinkable, which is a dramatic irony and exposes him. Now, this is where top students stand out with their AO2. You don't just use quotes, you zoom in on keywords. For example, the word can't. It shows refusal, it shows stubbornness. The word awkward. It shows how something serious is made out to be something that's not very serious. Own business shows capitalist thinking. Unsinkable shows dramatic irony and makes him look foolish. That zooming in, that is AO2 writer's method. So your structure should always be idea AO1 with quotations embedded, zoom in on the method AO2, link to Priestley's message AO3. I would like you to take a screenshot of this. This is your exam blueprint. Before we go further, you need to understand how this is marked. AO1 is your ideas. Are you answering the question clearly? AO2, how Priestley presents it, so language, structure, methods. AO3 is your contextual information, but it must be relevant to the question or the themes. So in this case, it's responsibility. So the context needs to be linked to responsibility. Top band answers are conceptual. That means a clear argument throughout, not just spotting quotes, but analysing them and linking to meaning. If you're just telling the story, you stay in the middle. If you analyse methods and link to ideas, that's where top marks are. Screenshot this. This is how you reach the top bands. Your introduction. Okay, so this is a model response. Let's look at what the student does well. Clear argument straight away. Selfish, dismissive, capitalist. That's a strong AO1. They link it to Priestley's purpose and criticize society. So that's AO3 done really well. They introduce the idea of collective responsibility. Good critical thinking skills there. This isn't just about describing Mr. Birling, it's analysing what he represents. Paragraph 1. This is a strong extract paragraph, so they have taken a quotation from the extract that they were given. They zoom in on the word card, which is clear AO2. They use terminology, a modal verb, which is excellent. Links to Birling being stubborn and irresponsible, AO1 is secured here. They talk about context. They talk about post-war audience, which is AO3. Most importantly, it links back to responsibility. Paragraph 2, the dismissive tone. Again, strong AO2 zooms in on the word awkward, which shows how something serious is made out to be something that's not very serious. Explores tone, dismissive and flippant. Identifies rhetorical question, method and effect. Audience reaction is clear. We reject Birling. This is what moves you up the mark scheme. To improve, maybe they could have talked about developing Priestley's intention further. Paragraph 3, this is where they have taken quotations from the rest of the play. So they have memorized these quotations as they've come in and they've used this in the exam. This is where many students drop marks, but not here. Moves beyond the extract, which is essential. Uses embedded quotation, own business. Links to capitalism, which is strong AO3. Presents Birling as a symbol, which is a top band thinking. This is conceptual because Birling represents ideas, not just a character. To improve, maybe they could have linked back to the question more explicitly. Paragraph 4, again, they are making links to the rest of the play. So they have talked about the Titanic, which shows dramatic irony. This is probably the strongest paragraph. They identify dramatic irony, which is high level AO2. They zoom in on unsinkable, which is precise analysis, and they explain the effect. Mr Birling looks foolish. Links to Priestley's message, criticisms of capitalism. This is exactly what the examiners want. They want method, they want effect, and they want message. Conclusion. Your conclusion does not need to be long. This student has a clear judgment. Birling is selfish and flawed. They link it to Priestley's message, collective responsibility, and mention audience. So this is a strong AO1 and strong AO3. It sums up the argument. No new ideas. And just a quick finals checklist. So let's bring it all together. Clear argument, always answer the question. 2 ideas from the extract, 2 from elsewhere. Zoom in on keywords. AO2 is key. Link to Priestley's message and context. Explain the effect on the audience and keep your argument running throughout. Screenshot this. This is your checklist for success. So if you do all of this, you're not guessing your grade anymore. You're building it.